Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It is the Gridiron Gals football picks for week 3. I am the NFL chick, and I am with my blogging sister from another mister, Miss Pigskin loving lady. How are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing well. I'm ready to get it going. I can't believe, too, that it's already week 3.
I know it. Time flies.
It is.
It's crazy. All right, so let's take a look at some games this week. First, we have the 49ers at the Chiefs. And I know on paper it probably sounds crappy, but the 49ers are 0-2 after having that good game against the Saints for Monday Night Football. The Chiefs are 2-0 after beating my boo in the Chargers in week 1 and last week against Cleveland. I think that although the Chiefs are really doing well, San Francisco is better than their 0-2 record.
I agree.
I'm picking the 49ers because I think right now, they showed me a lot last week against New Orleans.
Yeah, I agree. Their defense is stellar. I'm surprised that they're not number one. I didn't check the stats, but they should be number one after that. They slowed down Drew Brees and their offense. And the fact that they hung with them, you got to give them credit. And then they started to click towards the end. And I'm just not comfortable with the Chiefs secondary. Crabtree and them should have a good game. And honestly, Frank Gore, God, I could just strangle his little butt. I was winning in fantasy football. I'm getting all, of course, but I got to mention this. I was up by 48 points, and I lost by 48 points. That dude scored 48 points in fantasy football. So guess what? I'm going to go with the 49ers and Frank Gore, too.
All right, cool. Next game we have is the divisional matchup, the Falcons and the Saints. The Falcons beat down Arizona last week like they stole something.
Yeah.
The Saints
they went to Magic City the night before or something.
They celebrated on that. They made it rain up in the club.
Something.
And then the Saints are 2-0. But we saw a little bit of weakness in them last week. They lost Reggie Bush. At the same time, I just can't pick against New Orleans right now until they lose. I think that this is going to be a good game. I think both teams are going to score a lot of points, but in the end, I think New Orleans wins in this one.
Yeah, I'm picking New Orleans, even though Reggie is out. Look, here's a tell of the tape. The running backs on both teams, Reggie, broke his leg, and then you got Jarius Norwood for the Falcons. He's out for the season. Michael Turner got a groin injury. They got this other dude, Snell, coming in, against the Saints. I don't think he's going to be ready, even though he probably, he's going to get his yards or whatever. So that means they're going to have to pass. That's going to be, predictable. So let's just go with the Saints. Are the Saints, where are they at, Atlanta or New Orleans?
And New Orleans.
Yeah, I'm going with the Saints.
Basically. All right, the next game, we have the Texas matchup, the Cowboys and the Texans. And you and I we're pretty big Texans lovers.
Yes.
So I'm sure, going to have the same pick here. You don't like the Cowboys? I don't dislike the Cowboys, but I like the Texans more. I'm picking the Texans.
Yeah, and until Jason Garrett is fired, I'm not picking the Cowboys. We were there when they played the Redskins, and that vanilla calling offense, oh God, the misuse of his players, it's just so many things. And not to knock the Bears, but in my opinion, the Dallas Cowboys should have beat the Bears, at home. So, yep, I'm giving it to the Texans. I like Andre Johnson, and I just we think that they should win the division, so we'll see.
That's right. And Matt Schaub is a beast.
Yes.
So let's go with the Steelers and the Bucs. Both teams, both teams are 2-0. A lot of people didn't see that because of Ben being out, and the Bucs were awful last year. But both teams are 2-0. The Steelers are basically use my son right now as a quarterback because they don't have anybody. Well, they got Charlie Batch, but the Bucs are looking good. Josh Freeman is looking really good. I think Josh Freeman finally gets slowed down this week. The Steelers' defense is still very good. Troy Polamalu is a beast. He looks out of his mind.
Follow the hair. Follow the hair.
Exactly. So I'm glad for the Bucs, but I'm going ahead and pick the Steelers.
Yeah, this is going to be about defense. I think the Bucs defense is back after a couple years on layoff. I picked against the Steelers last week. I just knew Tennessee was going to tap that ass. You know what I mean?
Too.
I really did. And here they go. Just went near and just shut Chris Johnson down. The Bucs don't have a Chris Johnson. I think it may be competitive for a while just because defense, you know what I'm saying, they'll control the game for a minute, but at the end of it, I think that the Steelers will pull it out. So unfortunately, I'll take the Steelers too.
All right, so the next game we have is the Jets at the Dolphins, and the Jets are 1-1, but the Dolphins are 2-0. They beat Minnesota in Minnesota last week. Adrian Peterson had a good day, but Brett Favre had an awful one, and that led to the Dolphins' victory. I can't pick the Dolphins this week. I gotta pick the Jets. Mark Sanchez showed up last week, looked decent. I just don't like the matchup here. Yeah, Brandon Marshall, he's a good guy, but I mean, other than that, the Jets defense is going to be all over it. I'm picking the Jets.
This is like a trap game for me.
It is.
It's like a trap game because and we feel in our football loving minds that the Jets should go in there and beat them. I'm just not comfortable with picking the Jets, and I'm a Jets fan, and this is why. They had two big emotional games starting off the season with the Ravens and the Patriots. This is why I think it's a trap game. Then you have the scandal off the field with Braylon Edwards. You got Revis hurt for 2 weeks. And then you talk about Revis. They played better with him off the field. But at the same time, you got Brandon Marshall, Ricky Williams, the Miami Dolphins at home. I'm going to take the Dolphins.
You know what? That's not a bad pick though, because like you said, Revis will be out. He won't be playing. So I can see you picking I can see why you picked the Dolphins. I'm not that ready to pick the Dolphins yet. So
and it's a competition between you and I. So I just can't be siding up with you. So we got we got to get some gap room between our picks. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Dolphins.
All right, cool. The final game, the Monday night game, is the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears, and this stat blew me away. Jay Cutler leads the league in quarterback rating. He didn't have any interceptions last week against the Cowboys. I feel like I'm in a different world. This is not the Jay Cutler we were used to since.
You in the reality world. See what happens when these quarterbacks get with these reality chicks, they get a little sparkling up to their butt. Yeah.
Maybe that's it. He got Kristen Calvalari, so maybe she's helped him out. But, everybody knows I love Phillip Rivers, but I've grown a little side crush for Aaron Rodgers. I like Aaron Rodgers. I love the Packers. I am Go Pack going right now. I'm picking Green Bay because I just still do not trust Jay Cutler. I can't. I'm sorry, y'all. This is the third week in a row I'm picking against the Bears. I'm probably going to be wrong because I've been wrong the other 2 weeks, but I'm picking the bag.
You can't keep monopolizing all the white boys, okay? Let's talk about that, okay? Okay, I'm going to let you have this one. I got to find my own, but I always did like Carson Palmer. But anyway, division game, Chicago, Green Bay. They're in Chicago. This is hard for me. I'm telling you, I don't. Ryan Grant is out. They played Buffalo last week, so you really can't say they played well without him in. I'm gonna take Chicago. All
right. Well, thank you. So that's it for our picks for this week. We just want to let you guys know that starting next Tuesday at 9 p.m., myself, along with Pigskin Lover Lady, as well as our other Gridiron Gals from the website, will be doing Gridiron Gals Radio. So please take a listen. It's on Blog Talk Radio. Come to our websites. I'm sure we'll have all the links for you so you can tune in. It's going to be a good time. Hopefully we can get tons of information, stories, interviews, whatever it is that you want, we are here to please. So we look forward to you listening to us, and we're ready to just tell you everything that is that you want. Anything else that you want to add?
Nope. Just make sure you tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern next Tuesday for Gridiron Gals Radio.
That is it for week 3 of our picks. We hope you guys have a safe weekend.